Hello, hello, hello. It's your new day with Donna Reiners and Dr. Cami Owen, where we solve all the world's problems, or maybe just one. And maybe it's yours. In our 30 minutes, we talk about your emotions and mind and how they tie into your body and spirit. We want you to renew and restore yourself in a world that wants you crazy. And sometimes we even talk about money. Introducing your hosts, Donna Reiners and Dr. Cami Owen. Hello, 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 Donna Reiners.
And Dr. Cami.
And we're chit-chatting like we do. We were talking about how we should do our show, then we should do the in-between show, because there's a show in between the shows.
There's definitely a show in between
we're always
the show.
talking. So I was talking. We're just talking about. So I help people reset emotionally for the new year, holidays, all those things, and we're talking about physical resetting. And I was telling her, I said, I'm fixing. We'll just pretend like you're not there. So I'm thinking. I worked with this company before years ago, and I love them. So I'm not going to say them in case we talk about something contrary to doing it, just because I don't want to give them a bad rap. But they really helped me become stronger. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't go for almost 2 years. What was I thinking? Because the reason I need to go is I need the accountability. I want the community. I want the whole thing. Mm-hmm. We pay for community.
Yeah, we do.
I know, we do. So I'll just think about all that and think about how I know it will help me grow stronger. It'll also help me realign my life. I will get a better alignment. I'll start eating differently. Mm-hmm. I'll start grocery shopping differently. I'm still going to use Instacart. I'm just saying. I am. I'll reapply some disciplines that I'm lacking in right now because I work so much. My work is like it, and it takes me. Don't correct me. It takes me longer than it does a normal person to do accomplish some of the things that it takes people less time, because I'm so methodically thinking it through. I'm looking forward to committing it, and I'm looking forward to being different in 3 months, because I'm going away in 3 months for a month, and so if I could be stronger when I get through, I think that's just smarter.
Yeah,
right. And so, but there are also people I know that they go someplace and it works for them. That's fine. They're going someplace and they're getting a shot or they're doing things to help them lose weight. Well, I don't want to lose weight. I want to gain strength. Mm-hmm. There is a difference.
Yeah.
So I heard through the grapevine, and you were the vine, that you at one time chose to be a bodybuilder. Mm-hmm. Could you tell us a little bit about your bodybuilding and what you learned about protein and all those things?
Sure. So I was pretty fit my whole life because I'd been a martial artist pretty much since age 12. And that's a physically taxing is not the word. It's a demanding.
That's a challenging.
It's a demanding sport. But I was a kid. I didn't know how strong I was becoming as a kid, and I was very strong. As I was very thin, but I was strong. And then life happens and everything. I get married and I have kids, and by my second kid, with my son, I gained I was 200 pounds when I had my son. So I was quite a bit larger than I am now. And it was such a different way of being, because I'd never been heavy my whole life. I'd always been.
And you're you're not tiny boned, but you're.
Yeah, my normal weight.
You're small to medium boned.
My normal weight right now is 125. And I was very skinny as a child. I didn't have a lot of excess fat on me at all. But after I had my son, I gained a lot of weight, and I was just fat. I had like 42-inch hips. I was fat. And I hated it. I really did. I hated, for me, it was way bigger than I felt comfortable in my body.
Did you physically feel like, were you more tired because you're carrying more weight? Organ systems, all the things that happen. Because there's weight on the outside means there's weight on the inside.
Yes, and I was tired, and I was tired. I was depressed.
You weren't your best self.
No, I was a new mom. I didn't know what I was doing. You know, all of that. All those compartments were happening at the same time, which I'm sure a lot of women can relate to.
Yeah.
Because also I know now that I didn't know then is my hormones were completely out of whack.
Jacked out. Yep, indeed.
Completely out of whack. And nobody helped me with that. Doctors didn't help me with that.
It's on your head.
Go to them and say, I really feel terrible. I don't feel happy anymore. I don't feel it. Oh, it's just you're a new mom. You're not sleeping. It's okay. You know, that was pretty much what I was given. So, you know, I you know, did the things I knew how to do, and I would exercise and all the things, and I lost weight again. And then I got pregnant again, and I didn't gain as much weight with the second pregnancy because I knew better. I knew better choices to make and all that. And then I had my third child. And when I had my third child, I was in really good shape, but I wanted to be in even better shape. And so that's when I started bodybuilding, because I was in the gym one day just doing my normal thing. And this guy came up to me, he goes, "Do you compete?" I said, "No," you know, because this was in the late 80s, early 90s, when women's bodybuilding was more like what fitness physiques look like now. It wasn't like these manly, big, you know, muscly, testosterone is helping that. That wasn't women's bodybuilding. Women's bodybuilding, the women looked just really toned and fit and beautiful, feminine physiques. That's what I like. Rachel McLeish was my idol. She was like a 4-time Miss Olympian at that time. I don't think she could win a fitness contest right now. Like that. That's how much we've evolved over here as far as what women's bodybuilding and that kind of physique looks like. So that was really what I was striving for, is that kind of physique, just a very fit, feminine physique. And this guy came up to me, he goes, "Do you compete?" I go, "No." He goes, "I think you could win." I'm very competitive. I'm like,
"Sure, let's go win."
Let's go win. So that's what happened. So I started training, and he was a professional bodybuilder. I didn't know anything about professional bodybuilding at all. And at the time we were living in Colorado, and I was having this, I'd have to send my pictures to this guy, and he'd tell me what to eat, you know, and the diet was ridiculous. Let me just say this. Fitness and being fit does not equal being healthy. I'm going to say that again. Fitness does not equal being healthy. There's a lot of people that are fit. They're absolutely not healthy. Long distance runners, no hating on the long distance runners, but it's not a healthy state to be in. You look at long distance runners that ran for a long time, they have knee problems, they've had some kind of scope done. The human body is not designed for that kind of work. Can we mentally push through it and do it? Yes. Can we overcome the physical restraints that our body's telling us? Yes, we can. Is that always the best thing? No, I don't think it is. So, and I even saw that in my own journey. So I set my sights on the NPC Colorado State Championships. And so I did. I you know, go full tilt in. And I trained for about 7 months for that contest, and I won. It was my first contest, first and only. You know, is one of those bucket lists. Yep, check, did it. Moving on, because I was not very healthy when I was 7. I can. Have you ever seen the pictures? Have you ever seen me when I was a bodybuilder?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure people are now intrigued.
While she's looking for a picture, I know someone who bodybuilds, and one time she was telling me how she eats 20 tilapias a day or something.
I was eating at every meal. I was eating 10 egg yolks, 10 egg whites.
Good God! And God is good. Can you zoom in? Start zooming. That's you.
That's me.
Bless my soul.
Wow.
That was the day after the contest. And
and you won.
I did.
You look like your face up looks like a whole different color.
It is, because when you're doing these contests, I tanned to get, because the darker your skin is, the more tone it looks.
Yeah.
So
the veins are popping out everywhere.
And this
is like the day after before. This is when you really.
It was actually the day after, and I had already hydrated.
The day after.
And so I looked. It's funny because you literally paint your skin with a stain to stain your skin, but I didn't put it on my face. So I stained my skin, but I didn't put it on my face. I just put dark makeup on because I don't want to stain my face, you know. But it was funny because that day, you remember crackle paint back in the day? When you put something on, you paint over it and it crackle the paint. Well, I looked like crackle paint after that day because I was hydrating, because you dehydrate so you can see all the veins and vessels and everything. Right. And so I'd hydrated enough that the skin separated, so it looked like, you can't really see it in this picture, but I look like crackle paint. My whole body did. Anyway, so, you know, I think I had like 4 or 5% body fat at that time, which is not a healthy state for a female to be in. That's how we make our hormones and all that. And it was a goal-oriented task for me, but it was never about health. It really wasn't.
So you win, and then you're done. What did you do with your body after that?
Well, I continued to work out. Just it wasn't dieting where my body fat percentage was so low and all that. And actually, I was in really, really great shape all the way up until my leg. And then when I had my leg pain and all that, I gained 60 pounds on gabapentin. And so then I was back up, you know, heavy again. And so you know, now I'm normal weight again. I've gotten all that back under control. I'm not working out like a crazy woman like I did because, one, all that working out, I damaged both of my shoulders, you know, doing overhead presses and all that. Again, our body is not designed for that kind of wear and tear in the cadence that the 80s told us this is how you build a good body. So there's been a lot of studies done since then. There's a really good book called Body by Science by Dr. McGuff. I don't know him personally. He's an ER doctor. But I read his book, and he has all the science. It's just not his opinion. He has all the science and the studies they've been doing on, just because we've been doing it that way, does that make it the best for us? And he was looking at elderly and seniors that trying to put together programs for seniors to keep their muscle mass up and you know, their bone strength and bone health up. What does that actually require? And as they started doing these studies, they were really amazed at what we've been doing has been wrong. A lot of people think they have to get in the gym and get on a treadmill for 30 minutes a day, and that's going to make them skinny. It will not. You can go into any gym in the country or in the world, go to the cardio side and look at the physiques over there, and then go to the weightlifting sides and look at the physiques over there and see which ones look healthier and have more muscle mass. It's definitely the weightlifting side. But we're Americans, so if a little bit's good, then a whole lot must be better, and too much is where I want to be. You know, that's pretty much where we are. And so, you know, look at French fries at McDonald's. A large back in the 50s was a bag this big. Now you get a bucket of fries when you go to places. So the portions have gotten ridiculously large, and we can have
which makes our bodies ridiculously large.
Yes, and we can have a whole conversation about why I think that is, and I'm happy to have that conversation. Maybe the next show we can talk about that. But
one of the things I want to explore with all that's happening here is I would love for you to explore, you know, let's say someone's going to the gym like 4 or 5 times a week. But they're not eating they're not eating differently. Maybe they're only eating dinner. You know, how does one support bone growth, muscle growth, losing weight, all those things. How do you support it while you're in a journey like that? Not now we're shifting from weightlifting to just normal strengthening our body with intention.
Yeah, yep. Well, I'm going to ask you to forget everything you think you know about that. Just forget it.
Because mind meld. Okay,
that's right. We've been programmed that's the only way to get fit is to go to the gym every day, and that you can. I will tell you this. I don't care what anybody says. You cannot out-train a poor diet.
That's good.
You cannot out-train a poor diet. What we put in to the body is 80% of the battle. The other part's about 20%. So everybody has a six-pack. Everybody. You just can't see it. But everybody has one underneath the fat. There's the muscle structure's there. Now, can it get lost in the fluff around the muscle? Yes. Do you have muscle wasting? We see that, but it's not as much muscle wasting as it is inactivity of the muscle, and then the muscle just goes more dormant. Because, the only true places I see true muscle wasting is in disease processes, like, very high, poorly controlled diabetics, where the body's looking for nutrition because it's literally starving to death, so it's just pulling on the muscle as a source because the sugar's not getting in the cell. But most of the time when people, like if I right now went and walked in a gym and I worked out for 3 months, I could be back to that size, and just like that.
Tell me how.
Because your body has that muscle memory. Your body has the memory.
I don't have that memory.
Yeah. But your body has the muscle memory of when you were a young kid and you were strong and running around and playing and all that. That's still in there.
18 to 20, I did attempt to become a personal I actually don't know when I did, but I would have been a pioneer in the field of personal training because I was going to be licensed, certified in personal training.
Yes.
And I just didn't finish.
Yep. Well, it's what we know now is that since we always are in the land of too much, now going to the gym, now it's a huge business and a huge industry. So now the money is to make you believe that you have to go to the gym every day and you have to be in there an hour a day and this is how it is. But what happens is exactly what you're talking about. The results that people get a lot of times is because they do change their behavior. They do change their eating habits. They do change all the other stuff.
Oh, because I know that'll help me do those things.
Yes. So then they see the results.
So that's really what's going to help me.
Yes, your diet's going to help you more than the gym. and that's 100% the truth. And so but we do need to move our muscles, and we do need to contract our muscles because our muscles are connected to all our energy systems.
I heard our calf was actually our second heart.
Yeah, it's very, very convoluted. It doesn't make a lot of sense logically, but quantumly it makes sense. So all our muscles when they contract, they're actually generating the energy and they're actually recharging the energy systems. So that's why it's so important to move your muscles. Now, having said that, over moving your muscles can cause injury and breakdown. So what we're doing when we exercise, when we go to the gym, we're actually picking up more than that muscle can handle in this moment, and it's causing a physical stress, a physical stressor. So there's 3 kinds of stress. There's physical stress, chemical stress, and emotional stress. So there's good physical stress, there's bad physical stress. So good physical stress is exercise. But if you do too much of it, it becomes a negative physical stress because now your body's overtaxed. So when you go to the gym and you do pick up the weights, you cause little micro tears in the muscle. And then the muscle comes in and says, oh, let's fix that and let's make sure we can handle that next time. So then the body gets a little stronger.
That's the building part.
Yes.
Tear down, build up.
Yes.
Okay.
The problem is that the build-up process is way longer than most people know. The build-up process is about 5 to 7 days for a pretty healthy person. Somebody that's not healthy or somebody that's constantly under stress, which is most people, putting that extra stressor every day, you never build back up. You're in this, what they call, that's what they call it, anabolic steroids. You've heard of that term? Because it's building up, anabolic steroids, building up the muscle. Catabolic state is when it's breaking down. So when I'm in the gym, I'm in a catabolic state. I'm breaking down the muscle. When I leave the gym, that's where the magic happens, is when your body is regenerating and repairing. If you're not getting any sleep, you're not going to regenerate and repair. If you're not giving good nutrition to your body where it has all the raw materials to generate new muscle, you're not going to rest and repair. And so there's a lot of moving parts to this. But what I find, most people are in an overtrained state all the time. One, from their lifestyle, just being stressed out at work or whatever, and then going to the gym and pounding weights, and then going home, not sleeping well, getting up, doing this stressful job again, going back to the gym and breaking down again. Don't go home and sleep well, get up and do it again. They're in a catabolic state most of that time, and they never actually repair in the way that's required. So in Dr. McGuff's book, he talks about, and he does a really good, it's very science thick in the first part of it, but does a good job of dismantling this idea that we need to be in the gym every day. Now, I'm not saying you don't go out and do a walk, be in nature, ground yourself. All those things are important, and eating well. Eating well is the biggest thing you can do for yourself. But lifting weights one time per week for 20 minutes can create that physique that I just showed you. If you're eating well, you're getting enough sleep, you have stress under control in your life, and you give your body enough time to actually repair. What got me to that state without doing any steroids or drugs or anything is employing a method I learned from Bulgarian powerlifters. Back when they started cracking down on drugs in the Olympics, every other country in the world except for Bulgaria went and put all the resources in how do we beat the test. The United States was right there with them. How do we beat the test? Not how do we become better athletes and not have drugs. How do we beat the test?
Wow.
The Bulgarians decided, let's see how we can be our best without the drugs. And so they spent all their resources there. They would work out for different periods of time and actually biopsy the muscle to see what the muscle was doing. They did all this different, data gathering, and found that after 20 minutes, you are no longer have the possibility of building muscle anymore. So when you're in the gym over 20 minutes, you're spinning your wheels and you're actually putting yourself at more risk of
you're staying in
injury,
catabolic.
Injury. You're not only catabolic, you're now going to injure yourself. And so this plan I used was this Bulgarian method of working out right up until I was at full exhaustion, and then stopping and letting my body completely regenerate, and then doing it again. And I'd ramp up, and then rest. Ramp up, and ramp up, and rest. So that's what you can do right now. You could everybody could get on board with lifting weights one day a week for 20 minutes. Everybody can do that. And if you don't have a place or gym, your body has weight to it. So just doing squats with no weights, your body has weight to it. Doing push-ups with no weight. And if you can't do a push-up on the floor, get against the wall and push up against the wall until you build the upper body strength, and you can bend your knees and do push-ups like that. But you have plenty of weight in your body. Doing a pull-up, most people can't do a pull-up even when they go to the gym. They never get strong enough in their upper body to do a pull-up. So we have plenty of weight in our own body to be able to just lift our legs. There's gravity in the weight in that. But lifting weights one time a week for 20 minutes and a pretty sensible diet will create a very, very sound and healthy physique. When I have people come in the clinic, part of our 5 pillars is fitness. But, if you're sick and tired and you don't feel good and you're overweight and your joints hurt, and your knees hurt, and your back hurts, and you look at me like, Dr. Kimmy, I'm not going to no gym. I don't want you going to the gym because you are too sick to be in that state.
You shouldn't be destroying things that
Yes.
you need to help support your body to be alive.
We're going to focus on
that
good nutrition. We're going to focus on that stellar rest. We're going to focus on bringing that stress level down so that your body can start regenerating, because you just going in and tearing up more things while you're trying to regenerate and you never give it time to regenerate is going to be backward motion. Like I have a cancer patient right now that I have a hard time keeping them out of exercise. And I said, right now I need your body focused on healing.
Is it a stress release for them?
Maybe, but we need to find a different way to do it.
Focus on something.
Yes, we need a different we need a different release right now. But we have a compromise now. We have reached a compromise. But I think partly for this particular individual, it's also some semblance of normal.
Yeah.
And so I understand that.
It's a routine that you count on.
Yes. So some semblance of normal. But I did get him to agree to once a week instead of, every day.
And walk every day.
Yes,
instead.
yes, absolutely. So that's what I would say about that. What else do you want to know?
No, that's really good. And so, of course, now I'm recalibrating. Doggone it. So in all transparency, for me, not just in gym work, but life, I don't function well alone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that humanity is supposed to function alone. I know some people who are extremely autonomous, and and I have respect for part of that world. They can get a lot done regardless. Doesn't matter who's around them. La la la. But I'm not autonomous. And I used to think, wow, there's something wrong with me that I can't just do all this by myself. But the truth is, I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be around people.
Yes.
I enjoy people. I come alive around people. I enjoy loving on people. I think I function well in a place where there's people around me, not just to serve, but to interact with, And so we're not going to probably talk about the gym again, but I'll say that I was thinking about going to a gym, hardcore, and now I'm recalibrating, and that's what I got to say about that. I'm recalibrating my whole thought process because I'm really doing it for the community. Anyway, we'll see you next show. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining Your New Day with Donna Reiners and Dr. Cami Owen. We look forward to seeing you next time. Remember, we solve all the world's problems, or maybe just one, and maybe it's yours.